know. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to think of a good angle. These are great angles that you're seeing.
A few moments later.
So yeah, we were just chatting, weren't we, before this, about mental health. And I was going to ask you a really interesting question. With the current pandemic and the amount of unemployed that's happening in our sector, do you think now we need to really worry about mental health in recruitment?
Yeah. I think that's quite a big question.
It's a huge question. I know.
It's a huge question for a small guy to answer. So I don't know. I think companies that need to realise that these are the sorts of things that people want to have a conversation about now. I think in general, a lot more people are talking about it quite openly, especially within companies. But I think it's still at the stage where companies, there's something that's something that they're going to get round to, or that's something that they're looking into. Because I feel that companies that I've spoken to that are actually are very forward thinking and they want to do the things right, and they're very much about the people and attracting good people, inject fun at work. So there's companies that I'm currently working with that I love working with that are doing this already. But there is companies out there that have been massive businesses, and this is all something very new to them in general. And
it's quite hard for them, isn't it? Because they've denied it for so long.
How do you start?
That's the thing about mental health, though. I mean, it doesn't just incorporate people having a bad day, does it? No. Really, it incorporates so many different facets. So as a business owner, you need to be aware of all the different facets that could affect your staff. I felt for many years recruitment or the recruitment sector never looked after their staff on this level at all. I think. When you did come across a really good manager that did look after their staff, it was a breath of fresh air. But it also was very difficult for them to continue it because he had pressure from the top, trying to make everyone fit into the same mold. And that's the problem, isn't it, with recruitment? Everyone's trying to force people into this one mold, I find.
That's it. I think as well, luckily being in technology, I've had a couple of people start work, but you're coming into that environment where you're meeting a team virtually. So in general, when you're talking about technology and you're doing sprints and you've got whiteboards and you're coming together as a sort of technology team to come up with ideas on product and how this would look, you're standing together writing on whiteboards to do what would look good, and everyone else is voicing their opinion. But when you're a new starter and you're the first experience of you meeting that team is on Zoom or Teams, it's quite a different environment that you're getting, because normally you meet the team, you get to know the team, you're spending a lot of time with the team because you're constantly collaborating on ideas within technology or whatever you're doing. But to meet them via Zoom and do the same thing that you would when you were standing in the room doing the whiteboard, it's a completely different dynamic now.
I agree. Totally agree.
To get that bond, that energy sort of team bond, it's hard to start getting that relationship with other team members or bouncing off each other when it's all virtual and Zoom. I find personally that would be my own personal view on how people are adapting on their first day.
I agree with you. Do you think this working from home is working? Actual working, and do you think society is moving towards working from home, or is there a realization it's not working? I'm still two minds about this, by the way.
Yeah, I think with people working from home, I think it does promote a better lifestyle balance for people that want to have being able to do a variation. They want to go into work when they're doing ideas, and then obviously working from home. It does give a sense of freedom. For my own personal views, I don't enjoy working at home. Maybe that's because I enjoy coming to work. I enjoy the work I do. So I feel like being at home is not good. It's not, for me personally, this is my own personal view, it's for my mental well-being, it's not good. I'm very much, well, I used to be 120 miles an hour. I feel like I'm 100 miles an hour now. And yeah, I feel like I like coming to work because I enjoy spending time with my colleagues. I love bouncing off ideas and feel that, do you know what I mean? Being in here is, I feel at home. Maybe because I do, as I said, I do run the business, and we both sort of, do you know what I mean? We've employed someone as well, and it's nice to have someone new who's also on their own journey, who's got their own ideas, and we can actually sort of integrate with each other to get the best working sort of environment here possible.
I think we're conditioned to do this, by the way, work as a group. I think it's naturally a part of us to be in a group of people to get the best of ourselves. I generally think it comes back to a hunter-gatherer kind of world where we all got together as hunters and went out for the kill. And I think that's ingrained within humans to work in a team, which is, I'm not an anthropologist, but apparently that's what we used to do. That's what separated us from Neanderthals. So I think that raw element within our psyche exists still. And I think going to an office, working together, even though you might be doing your own thing, going off in different directions, that kind of group mentality is what keeps certain people motivated. And then the working from home part of it, which I've realized with some people, I've been doing this now for 5 years, working on my own because of running my own business. But what I've noticed with people that have now started doing this, they're nowhere near what they used to be when they used to go to an office. I feel that they've reduced the amount of effort they've done in something. And I don't mean that as in they've got lazy. I just think they're missing something. And some people have already said to me, and then when they've gone back to the office, that missing piece has just come back, but they can't call it something. They can't hold it. It's not tangible. It's this mental psyche thing. So I believe working from home works to a point. Really, it's.
But you probably feel better. You probably feel better when you're doing things like, obviously, doing the podcast, you're doing the Zoom calls, you're speaking to the little bits of community, because that's your way of interacting with human beings outside your personal life. So then you get that. You get that injection of society again.
I think that if we didn't have social media, I think that would be very difficult to do. So social media for me has been the game changer, as in, I don't need to sit in an office because I'm still getting that interaction from people. But if you produce good content, you'll get good people interacting with you. So it'll feel like you're part of something, part of a group of people anyway. But I do miss it. I do miss working in an office. I do miss working with people. I do miss having a team around me. And, I think I've changed in 5 years. I would love to go back to it, and that's my next 5 years. That's my 5-year plan, is to work out how to get that back in my life. But the world seems...
a little nice team around you.
Yeah.
Good team.
Good team, yeah. Don't know who they're going to be. Probably like a group of really weirdos like me. But that's it. But though. But I think that's the thing, though, isn't it? With kind of this world that we've changed to, we've now realized it's not as good as we thought it would be, but we still like a little bit of it, so we're going to keep some of it, but we're not going to keep it all. So let's go back to where we were with a little bit of added extra that we can now work from home if we need to work from home. But I think that's always been there. I think we've realized that we've always known we can do that. Just need a little convincing.
Shine a bit more light. It's now been shined a lot more light has been shined on it. To kind of embrace working at home a little bit more and being able to work a better way of working at home to have more, inject more fun at work at home. It's kind of different ways of working. Or I've worked at home for when I first set up the business, probably 16 to 17 months at home. So it was quite hard when we got the office back in February. And then we went back in lockdown. I think it was like end of March, of April. So it was like we just did all the office, got in, and then we had to go into lockdown. So it was quite going at home, back at home, because you're excited all the time. The years that you've been working at home, and then you're juggling rooms to who's getting the next room, to then be like, right, I'm ready to go in the office, and then you're going back to juggling the rooms again at home. It's not good.
It's not
mentally.
It's not. You do need a space. You got to have a space to do your work, and
of course,
if you can create a space mentally, it's great for you. But then you do. This is what a lot of people have been saying as well. Do you want to be working where you live? Do you want, if it's not your business, it's someone else's business, do you want to work where you live? And then we're still answerable. So when you see your boss phone you, if you have that moment of dread in your head, oh shit, what am I going to say to him? I've done nothing today. You know what I mean? Then it's not right for you. Whereas if you sat in an office and your boss is looking at you, you just kind of, I better get on now. And I think there's the characters that would probably associate themselves or kind of recognize themselves in the fact that they really do struggle to kind of get motivated to do stuff in the day. They will struggle working from home, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's the
totally
shit.
Agree. LinkedIn, what I found is that it's such a fast changing paced platform. It changes every day. It started with the videos thing. Obviously, LinkedIn's been doing videos for 4 years. It was, hi, I'm an advocate for it. Hi, my name's Tom. I'm just doing a quick video. Just want to, and everyone now suddenly I see it. Oh, hi, I just want to do a quick video. And
I want to jump on.
You see people do it.
What is that? I want to jump on. Why are you What are you jumping on? Stop jumping on.
Yeah. Just wanted to catch up with everyone. Just saying hi. Yeah. So it's kind of like that started it off. It was started from Mark Gaisford, watching his videos and him doing the originals, which was brilliant. Him at the office and and now that's now adapted. People, I find now, I've got an idea that I'm gonna be doing, which is really out there. Yeah. No one's done it yet, which I won't set on this, but I'll tell you separately. That it's going out, being with the people. So that's how much I'm going to give away of it.
Yeah, I mean,
and being videoing first class, being out there. Here, that's it. You've heard it first. So this is what it is. That's it.
Let's wait for the premiere. We'll we'll wait for that to happen. That's the thing, though. I think that's you mentioned Mark there. You mentioned there's a few people out there. I think Mark's
great guy.
I think he's one of the best ones on there.
I met him. We had the little road.
I did see the video. I saw this. Yeah, it's good.
And it was really nice to see someone, because obviously he suffers with ADHD, and he probably won't mind me saying this, that I can see his thought process and what it's like I'm seeing myself. Well, obviously he's older than me, but I can see the signs of what he's doing, because I can see the creativity coming out on him and what he's trying to do. So it's quite nice to see seeing someone do all this in front of me, because it's the signs that I see. Yeah. Because how creative, because he's on one idea, and then obviously he goes, oh, actually, that's a good idea. And it literally just off the cuff, he had the sort of podcast, had the stand, the phone stand, and literally just threw it up in the air with the camera still on. This is a couple of £1,000 camera. Just spin it up in his hand. He goes, oh, I want to spin it round. And I was like, what? Yeah, right, we'll do it again. And then I was like, okay. And he did just let go of the camera, span the whole thing round so it was recording in the air, and picked it up. I'm like, yeah, bang, let's go, and we're off. I was like, love this guy. But it was just the creativity in him within a second, and I love that.
See that. I did a podcast with him about a year ago, and I think it's all coming out of his brain, comes out of his pores. I think ideas and creativity, and the ADHD part of it. Obviously, I can't speak for him, but from what I've learned from you, that slows you down, doesn't it? You can't. You got too many ideas. You need to kind of focus on one or two of them to make sure it works, and that's where the medication will help, and the thought process is changing.
And I said to my colleague about this. I said to my colleague this morning about the ideas and stuff like that. Is like he's like he's going, right, okay, I'm doing this. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm grabbing all your ideas and I'm trying to bring them down into one particular idea that's going to work, because there's so much that goes. I'd say what I think I was going to say, have that idea. I'm like, yep, want to go with that. And then suddenly something else will come into my head and like, right, want to change it. And then it's like going and trying to be, what I've found is that sometimes I'm too creative, which then the actual message that I'm trying to get across is lost, because I'm trying to be so technically creative at a different level. And I'm more worried about how the video looks.
I agree with that. And what I've done now is I've rolled it back to keep it simple, back to when the videos were doing extremely well. I've gone back to that format and still say the new message or whatever the message needs to be. And it seems to work at the moment, but I don't want to get bored, so I want to try to manipulate it. And I think the ideas need to keep coming. I think you can't stop the ideas come in. I think you've got to still try to work with something out there. But
Raw surname, Leah Turner, obviously has helped me through some of the content stuff. We've had some bits done with her, and she's really, really good at what she does in ways to the structure of how it should go.
She's brilliant. I really enjoy her stuff.
She's got 100,000 following. Yeah, 100,000 followers. And even though I messaged her about, what do you think about this idea? She still has the time to come back to me. So I think that as a person, being authentic is being able to do that. When you've got so many people probably messaging you all the time, I appreciate it probably doesn't get around to everyone, but even if she doesn't speak to me for 2-3 days, she still messaged me back saying, do you know what, that's a good idea. Do you know what I mean?
You're touching upon something with Leah. She's genuinely a good person, and that's why she does what she does. I find the pods, I've been invited to so many WhatsApp groups, mate. I end up leaving them all.
Really?
Oh, God, I've been added, this year alone, I've been added to about 15 WhatsApp groups. I've left nearly every one of them except for 2. But they're all trying to be pods, because they'll see I make a post about something, see it gets a massive engagement, and then they want to invite me to the WhatsApp group. And it's always the same type of people. And then when you see, because they go, oh, quick, someone like this for me, and you go and see what they've done. And I hate to say it's a bag of shit, but it's a bag of shit. And
that's fake engagement.
And that's exactly it.
Fake people, because you don't want to be like, for you. And obviously I'm speaking, I don't want it. And I know the stuff you want to like the stuff that you actually believe in, or you actually. Do you know what? I'm going to like that, because
I would rather no engagement.
I understand.
Yeah, exactly. I would rather no engagement than 10 to 100 fake engagements, because my message isn't getting out there. It's you know, what I'm trying to say or do isn't getting out there. I love the fact I get between 15 to probably 150 likes on a post from genuine people.
All right, show off.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, I did a post back at the beginning of all this talking about using small businesses back at the beginning of COVID, and it got 1 million views, and then it disappeared. Yeah, it got 1 million views, and then I'd had 10,000 likes. It was massive, mate. And it disappeared off LinkedIn completely. I think it hit like a point, and LinkedIn just removes it and delete it, or
wow.
I don't know what it is. Or it was reported and removed. I don't know. But it got...
That's ridiculous.
Load of engagement, and all it was about: use small businesses in these times of need. Stop using the big companies who can look after themselves, but also are going to make masses of redundancies. And
so just writing this all down.
Yeah, write this down.
I'm joking.
No, but you say that it was copied. People was messaging me saying this person's copied, ripped off your post, and that's why I'm like,
wow.
You know, you could rip off my stuff. You know, I don't own it, but you just look like a dick if you rip someone else's posts off.
I've seen people rip off other stuff, and reword it in certain ways, and you think, really?
Why do you do that? I've never once wanted to rip off a post. I've seen a video and I thought, I like that style. I'll try to replicate that style. But that's a skill in replicating video. If you could do that, fucking brilliant. Well done to you, mate.
Power Director Pro.
Yeah, Power Director Pro.
I love it. Absolutely love it. It's a great program. But yeah, I totally agree with you. I don't know, with me, I'm a little bit impulsive. I'm like, oh my God, I've got 10 likes. And then you do get some, I don't know what it is. It's probably materialistic, instant gratification. But I think sometimes when you're working with people, and you're like, yeah, do you know what? That's a really good post, or that's a really good piece of content, but you don't really know if it's actually any good, because it all might sound good to us that we're writing or helping write this sort of content and putting it out there, but it's actually the audience that you're producing the content to, is that you're wanting to get like the gratification from them, or the approval, going, well done, or that's a really great post, I really enjoyed it, there was a connection with, based on some of the elements and stuff like that. So you're kind of like excited to see what other people think. So you do get, well, I do get a little bit like, oh, I try not to look, but you do get sucked in.
You do.
You get sucked in with it, because I'll put my hand up. I say, yeah, look, of course I want engagement, because I want people to see what I'm right. Yeah. I want people to see what I'm producing, but in the same sense, it does get a hold of you, and you're like, right, I've actually got to get on with something else now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you've got to really
it takes over.
Yeah,
it does take over.
Yeah, it used to happen to me a lot in the beginning when I used to post videos out, and I used to get just even 2 likes on a video. I was really excited. Now I get annoyed I don't get more than 10 likes on a video, or 15 likes on a video. You got to really watch yourself on it. I've now got to the point where I'm not really worried. As long as I consistently post good quality, doesn't matter how many likes I get or how many views I get. I'm more interested in the engagement of the comments and why people like it or don't like it, or whatever it is, over if people like it. I find that I go through this thing, especially on social media like TikTok or Instagram. I'll just double tap. Oh, that's a nice picture. Or that's a great video. Yeah. I'm really engaged with it. I don't really have any emotional connection with it. But if you go out of your way to comment on things, then you have an emotional connection on
spending
things.
Time. Yeah.
Spending time. And then when someone does that to my stuff, I then spend my time to respond to them, to thank them, or to have a conversation with them, or whatever engagement be. And I think that's important, the comments of what you do. I personally
definitely. And I think it's writing good answers. Well, if you feel strongly about something and you want to engage with someone's post, and you're actually being true to yourself by writing something that is quite personal sometimes, because some of the contents around I don't want to keep going on about it, but mental health, talking about some life experiences that someone's had, and you've actually got an experience, or there's something that you can actually talk from having that, then you actually are then opening up to, like, do you know what I mean? You're putting a barrier down to then be open with someone about something that is actually means something to you, or you've had a first-hand experience with, which then it becomes authentic. But sometimes I think, luckily the stuff that I've opened up to and commented on, people have put out long paragraphs back, which has been great. So I haven't had anyone that's gone.
I have had people. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I have had people that I have commented, and I'm like,
there we go. That is achieved. That post has achieved exactly what it was meant to do: is engage with someone to then come back with their story or their thoughts on that, and that's the idea.
I've got nothing. I didn't even get a like, or just think. Yeah. Right. So now I've just said what I thought and personal experience, and not said anything back. But I think you'll find that will cipher through, and you'll get the real people that I always find that the real people that I've engaged with, or the content that they've liked. Yeah. Also, as I said to you earlier, is it comes up on your feed. You then start creating an environment where it's all the stuff where.
Yeah, exactly. And those people that don't engage with this stuff and they don't comment back, and you've put a lot of effort in saying, oh, that's a really good post, and this is my belief in this, or whatever it is, and they don't say anything, or don't like it, or don't do anything, I think they're going to get very lonely quickly with their content. I think they're going to get less and less engagement over the years, over the months, I think. Because the algorithm has changed again, isn't it? It likes comments now and likes from you. It helps you with your
What I find as well is that it really likes videos. So everyone's doing videos, and it's amazing, and the engagement in videos is so much more.
Yeah.
then it'll go to text.
Yeah.
So
It loves text now.
Text posts.
Yeah.
Loves text posts. And then it will go, it might be a picture or I think there was something, I remember a TikTok about this guy drinking cranberry juice on a skateboard. And
and then the guy's like, yeah.
It's literally got offers for millions of pounds. And all he was doing was doing just from a TikTok.
Can I just say about TikTok? I'm now addicted to. I'm really addicted to TikTok. Yeah. I'm really addicted to TikTok. Whereas my go-to now when I've had a hard day, I will go and sit on my sofa for an hour and flick through TikTok. And because I'm 41 male, most of my TikToks is DIY, science, engineering, and for some reason single women, and I'm married. I don't know why they keep coming up on my TikTok.
Family.
If you stop on a video, I think for long enough, the algorithm goes, "Oh, you like this type of video?
More
of it." And there's people on there I've come across on TikTok, and they've got like 6-7 million views, 50 million views, and all they've done is a silly dance routine. And then you look into their profile, and that's all they do is silly dance routines. And you think, Jesus Christ, and now I know a little bit more about how people make money on TikTok. They're making like 3-4 grand a video just from these TikToks,
really?
these silly little dance moves. So
is that because over a certain amount, it's a bit like YouTube. I think once you get a certain amount of subscribers, that's why a lot of people push, if you like it, like a button, comment, follow us. And then it's just like it goes up to subscribers. And I think over a certain period, they get a certain percentage back. I'm not too sure.
I think it's 10,000 views. YouTube is 10,000 views or 10,000 likes, I think it is, or one of the, or both at the same time.
I think.
And I think TikTok's a very similar algorithm, but you get a bit more money from TikTok than you would from YouTube. YouTube's really less. You don't make as much money now from YouTube as you do from now TikTok.
YouTube's old.
Oh, YouTube's old school now. Yeah, it's all about TikTok.
If I got on if I had started TikTok, I would be. I don't know. I just think I'd be ruthless and be my new hyper focus, and suddenly I'd be posting it on LinkedIn. But I don't think, in general, what I have seen is that on LinkedIn that there's a few people that have done TikToks, small, nothing too sort of creative, just sort of like I think I saw one the other day that said, she was pointing at different things, saying, all you have to do on LinkedIn is be yourself.
Right.
And like pointing at different things. It was a TikTok and it was like little motions that were coming around. But I don't see many people doing it because I think then LinkedIn then I feel like people then think LinkedIn has then become Facebook, because you do see a lot of people talk about LinkedIn being it's a great social media platform. That's great, but it's integrating more as a warmer, fuzzy. That's why the new style within LinkedIn, it creates a more sort of friendlier approach to a platform to be able to produce content and be able to engage.
My theory why LinkedIn feels like it went in that direction of feeling like it's Facebook is because the categories of age grouping, they found that people that tend to use Facebook more tend to be in their 30s, early 40s. And those are the guys at the moment making very similar content to Facebook. And that's why it feels like that. Now the TikTok generation is coming through, and we're going to start seeing posts feel more and more like TikTok. Whereas the older generation, or the people which embraced LinkedIn in the early days, are the ones now saying, "Oh God, it feels like Facebook here," or "I don't like TikTok," or "I don't like video," but they didn't really write blogs and they didn't really engage in posts. So there's now a lost group. I'm going to say generation. I think it's not age specific. I think it's mentality specific. But there's a group of lost people on LinkedIn. They don't know if it's a professional platform anymore, which it still is. They don't know if it's Facebook. They don't know if it's turned into Facebook, which it hasn't. It's just engaged the better part of Facebook and the better part of TikTok, because we're now multi-generational. There's about 6 different remits within it. You know what I mean? And all the rest.
I just said to you, they've just added video calling within LinkedIn.
Yeah,
I've literally just got it
in the Messenger.
So in the Messenger. Yeah, I've obviously got it as well. But so you can now video call people within LinkedIn, which is it's going to be great. It's now becoming a platform, which I think these sort of this function, instead of, oh, do you know what? Let's jump on a Zoom call.
Yeah.
So obviously, when you're messaging people and saying, oh, let's jump on a Zoom call, let's catch up about, I don't know, your recruitment plans or whatever. Don't worry about a Zoom call. You can't get away from it, declining it. I'm gonna video you now. Pretty much. Oh, video on LinkedIn. Do you know what I mean? That's going to be a new craze now. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. You'll probably see videos shortly of people videoing, calling people through LinkedIn.
So. Yeah, and that's great.
You need to try it after this, I think.
I think the evolution of what it's becoming, because it wants to start bringing Instagram stories, doesn't it, as well to it?
Yes, stories. Yeah, I saw that.
And I think that is going to be a while before people adapt to that properly. It's going to be a bag of shit for the first couple of months, and then suddenly someone will work
LinkedIn Live as well.
Yeah, LinkedIn Live. I'm not. Do you know what? I'm not a fan of LinkedIn Live. I know I've been on a few.
Is it because you haven't got it?
No. I don't. It's not. It's. I'll be there on a Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. Just watching TV, and then suddenly there's a LinkedIn alert, and someone's gone live.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
live,
yeah, I'm not going to drop doing this to watch your live. Sorry, mate.
I know someone that does a LinkedIn Live every morning.
Oh,
like every other day.
Yeah.
There's no one on there.
There's no one on it. Yep.
At least one person is on there. Okay, either one person or suddenly there's 3 people on the LinkedIn Live.
Yeah.
And the whole time that they're doing the LinkedIn Live, there's no one watching. You're going to start seeing a TikTok from you on LinkedIn then?
Well,
You're debating it.
I'm
debating it.
So there's a really lovely girl on TikTok. I've forgotten her name off the top of my that I've got friends with on TikTok, and we've connected on LinkedIn. She's an ex-recruiter as well, but she's making some amazing recruitment content on there with hundreds of thousands of engagements on there. And all she's doing is all she's doing is really simple, kind of pointing out things to tell people what to do. 30 seconds, done. I love it. I think it's fantastic. And she's given away really good, solid advice. Not like she's just making this shit up and it hopefully works. She's given away really, really solid advice. I'll in the podcast and in the note of this, I'll put a link to her TikTok.
It's time to boss up. Fix your credit, girl. Get it.
I think she's brilliant.
You're gonna set me off.
You're going to go down the rabbit hole with TikTok if you've never been on TikTok. But honestly, the stuff she's done is absolutely genius. Absolute genius it is. And that's what that generation that use TikTok, and I'm going to use the word generation loosely, by the way, will engage with. 30-second videos, giving them a little bit of advice, they'll absorb it and they'll go away and do it. Whereas some people need a full 3-6 page paragraph on how to do something. And that's fine. That's all right. But we still got to engage in different levels. And that's why I'm thinking of doing TikTok in my own.
But what have you got to lose? Do you know what I mean? Like, why?
Yeah.
People that hate are going to hate. You're never going to stop anyone else's. We'll never. No, not everyone will ever agree with you. So, I think personally, just like I do get a little bit conscious though. I'm like, posting it. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have gone. Do you know what I mean? I think maybe I should have reworded this, and then I edited it a little bit. Obviously, going out throughout the day, but I think, do you know what? Do it. If you got no, do you know what I mean? You're not. If it's a company says, look, I don't really want you posting, that's fine. But obviously, as business owners, you kind of have the flexibility to be able to do what you believe in it and be different, because you want to be able to do these different things where potentially if you work for a business that you wouldn't be able to do these sorts of things.
Exactly.
Concentrating on different things.
I think
this, be creative.
Yeah, I think this is where the small businesses are really winning the social media battle at the moment, where they can be creative very quickly. They don't need to go and sit in front of a board to justify why they should post X, Y, and Z. And personal branding. I know this is a new in thing now. Personal branding is becoming a lot more easier for us to develop if we just have a couple of opinions on a few things. And I
love it. I love being. I want to be different. I want to be known. Not known to a point where I'm like, look at me, but to a point where people go, Joe, what, I'm going to call Tom up, or Joe, what, I really need some help with X. I know I'm going to too, actually, because I saw Tom doing a video. Whatever. Do you know what I mean? That's
And that's what it's about.
that's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
achieve. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, great. Yes, I am here to work partner with businesses to help. Of course, because that's why I'm doing this. I'm not going to lie. Why would I need to lie? I want to partner with businesses to help. Yeah, one quick, something that happened is that the Natalie that did a video. She was a single parent, and I think we're doing a video about who she is. A package comes together. She's got some fantastic business analyst skills, a bit of everything. She had more of a generalist and had everything going for where she wanted to be. And so she was applying for jobs, and literally within seconds, even though the job just been posted, she called the recruitment agency to ask them about the job because she'd be a good fit. So I told her, make yourself known. Give them a call, let them know who you've applied, or look at the hiring managers, for example. And they said that no one got back to her. So, or the job was filled, but she went, well, hang on a second, it's just been posted. So you're then, because what people are doing, what I think personally, they're seeing companies post these jobs, fantastic, get people back into work.
Yeah.
But they're posting their jobs.
Right.
Their jobs. So the jobs that the people they're looking for. So they've got then these people that are applying, and they can then spec these CVs in.
That's
just so disjointed.
It's dodgy as hell. Absolute dodgy as hell, that is.
It fucking pisses me off because
it really does.
Then recruiters for you, in general for yourself, good people that want to help and actually want to work with businesses. Yeah. You then get. I'm not working with a fucking recruitment agency.
Yeah.
Why?
Because of this X, Y, and Z. Yeah. I went through. It was last year actually. I went through 3 companies that came to me. Wouldn't work retained, so it was fine. So I worked on contingency, exclusive kind of contingency. And the reason they wouldn't work retained because 6 months prior, a large, and I won't disclose who it is, recruitment business, charged them, let's say, 10 grand up front for 2 or 3 roles, and never sent a candidate. Never did anything with the jobs. So these particular companies needed these roles filling very fast. Happened to come across myself, which then we started working together. Within a week, I had candidates lined up, and they had interviews the next week, and one of them got a job. Brilliant, brilliant kind of end of the story. So I asked them, what's going on with the retained fee? And they said, we're taking the company X to court. And I thought, bloody hell, that's quite mad. A couple of weeks later, an internal recruiter came to me that I know really well, used to work with many years ago, said exactly the same thing about exactly the same agency in exactly the same field. He had noticed I'd advertised jobs for this particular candidate, for these particular candidates, and wondered if I knew any more people, and offered me the opportunity to get on the PSL and help fill these roles. And the same company did the same thing to them. And I said, company X, they're taking them to court. Maybe you should consider that as well and see how it goes. And company X that took them to court won the money back, got the money back.
Brilliant. But what I don't understand is that how are they pitching?
I haven't got a clue.
People don't pay retained. No one pays that amount of retained money unless they think that particular recruitment agency is actually any good. I think pitching sort of something like that. I think.
Yeah, I think it's the name. The name of the recruitment agency is well known in the marketplace, and that will bring some sort of psychological security that if I give you money, you will solve my problem for me. But what they're really good at is selling the problem-solving part of it, but the solution they haven't got a clue how to solve. So they can sell to the problem, but they can't give a solution, or they can't give a very real result to the solution.
And this is what happens when you write good content, when you engage in, when you do good videos. Suddenly, if you did post a job out based on what you thought, or you was with the client and so on and so forth, is that you then get automatically the reward because you're getting the candidate already there who's been watching you for a while, has been seeing your content, who's engaged in your content,
And trust you
the answer to
because
your
of that.
solution
Yeah.
and you're actually saying when it's a good company to work for, or you know, it's like when you get people, it's fantastic, it's amazing,
I
it's
know.
exciting, it's the greatest opportunity in the world.
These
It's like
buzzwords. Yeah.
buzzwords. Okay, when they say it's exciting, what's exciting about it?
It's a job.
Don't just use the word.
Yeah.
Tell me why it's exciting. What do you know what I mean? Do you get to go to the Charlie and Chocolate Factory every week?
Yeah.
Is it exciting because, do you know what I mean? You're able to plan out technology certifications or training based on what you want to do. That would be exciting for me. Oh, you're going to this company and actually twice a year they spend £2,000 on a training course of your choice. Really? I've always wanted to do social media training.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
exciting. But when they're putting the power phrases and power buzzwords into these job descriptions, explain why it is amazing. Why is it exciting? Why is it a great opportunity?
Yeah.
And people always go, "Wow, yeah, I tell him about it on the phone."
Yeah.
But how are you supposed to then attract people from first off from the job descriptions? Then because it's the same generic bullshit.
Yeah.
So be different, get different people. That's how it is. End of. And the people with the content stuff that you write, the answer's there. But you have to do that in the right manner to then get the final result.
And also,
Dyson.
Yeah, but also when you create that content and you get, I don't like using the word following. I think it's the wrong word.
No.
You just get people appreciate for what you do. When you get that group of people that come around to where, you know, you've already stated to the world your thoughts on things like job specs. Sorry, the sun is right. Things like job specs and the way you think things should be, and the way that people, you know, my favorite example of this is, do salespeople call themselves entrepreneurial? Do salespeople call themselves enthusiastic? You know, and from my experience is that a lot of salespeople don't call themselves that. You know, they're normal people with normal lives, and they get up in the morning, put trousers on, go to work, do a good job, and come home. And they're looking for that. They're looking for not a steady job, but a job that gets them up in the morning to do something. And you know, you've got to be able to write the fact that those people exist, but they'll get turned off by job buzzwords that don't describe them.
You're on LinkedIn, as I said to you before, you're on LinkedIn for a reason.
Yeah.
In general, we all are. For some sort of business or some sort of offering that we've got something to offer people.
Yeah,
or companies.
I think if you're on LinkedIn, the reason everyone thinks they're on LinkedIn is to win business all the time. The reason that I'm on LinkedIn is just to make everyone aware of my business. And there's the difference. I think content makers that do really well are not selling at all. They're just making everyone aware. And then you know it's working because people are attaching you to jobs or attaching you to candidates looking and saying, have you spoke to this guy? And that guy's me. And you know that's working in that sense because people have bought into what you're saying. And but that can only happen if you're genuine. And if you're not genuine, you don't get that shit. Basically, you don't get it at all. And that's the focus for me. Really, is to stop. I try not to sell. I tell everyone what I do, and that's it. That's all you
If you
need
want
to
it,
do.
take it.
Yeah.
It's not
and again, it's that selling the pen. Do you want the pen?
Of course.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. You don't want a pen, but you know when you want a pen, come speak to me, and that's
come
it.
to see you.
Yeah.
But do you want a pen with value who's actually going to actually want to help and actually understands your business and underneath the real mustard shit? Then here I am.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For you as well, like you said, like you understand the businesses and you are pretty much in bed.
I think so. Yeah. The great thing about content making, which a lot of companies and a lot of people are doing wrong at the moment, is, you know, going back to the pen analogy, they're not showing how the pen works and how it writes.
No.
And they're being very, you know, they're showing the pen as this is the pen, but they're not actually doing then another video on, look how cool this pen is, look at what it can do, and then another video on going, this is why this is a good quality pen, and then breaking it down into these, and this is what to do with this pen, and if you haven't got a pen that does this, then this is alternative pens you can use. And like, there's so much opportunity to sell your business in different methodologies and ways using content, but they all do the same thing, which is, oh, I'm just jumping on here to tell you, I don't care.
Someone, I know. Someone actually, I actually went for an interview when I was 18, which was quite a few. I'm 32 now, so yeah, a few years ago. And I went for a job interview at Phones for You.
Oh God.
Yeah, this was about 19, and they asked me to sell the pen. Obviously I didn't know at that point. This was years ago. This is like 8. Yeah, I have to think now. Yeah, like, I mean, like 10 years ago. Well, yeah, when I was 20, yeah, about 22. Yeah, it's about 10 years ago. They went to sell me this pen, and I was thinking of stuff like, oh, it's great with cartridges when you're traveling around. It's able to adapt. And I thought, when I did see the Wolf of Wall Street video, and they said, oh, well, write your name. I haven't got a pen. And then they obviously gives them from the supply and demand. Yeah. I thought, oh, that would, do you know what I mean? You don't think of that sort of thing. You come up with all these creative ideas of like, yeah, it's great, different colors. Do you know what I mean? You're able to travel around, but it's just simple, basic stuff. Yeah. I need something.
Do you need it?
Here it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you need it? No, I don't. Okay. Next.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's sometimes, and then obviously me going, oh, it writes in all different colors and stuff.
Yeah,
like that. So I thought,
but that's the problem though. A lot of people overcomplicate what they're trying to achieve.
Exactly.
And you don't need to overcomplicate it. The simplistic thing is, do you need it? Yes, I do. Oh, okay. Well, what do you need? And then they'll tell you what they need, and then you go, okay, this is what I can provide, and this is what I do. And then there's your sell. There's the way you work into that kind of business to help them out. But then you create a solution. So you need X, Y, and Z to do this. And if I found you that person, would you take them on? Yes, great. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
And then you go and find that person.
I think as well as that recruitment with regards to sort of hiring as well. When they look at obviously, for example, if they're following my content, sometimes that if someone is doing really well and the content they're producing, or just in general, it looks like a premium service that you're using someone that's getting a lot of engagement, and you think, oh, I think that's going to be quite pricey, so I'm not going to message them. Message them, because sometimes I find that people, because they look like a premium service, in general, or for anyone, doesn't mean they are.
Yeah, no, that's true. No, I think the vast majority of recruitment business probably, and we shouldn't talk about this live, but probably charge the same thing. And I think the only differentiator between most recruitment businesses is the personality of the person doing the job. And
I totally agree.
And I think that's probably it. And that's where then brand marketing and content creation and all that differentiate you from the industry, because we all sell in the same tin of paint. We're all selling the same pen. It's just, do you want a bit of?
It's understanding the market.
Yeah.
It's understanding and the people. Understanding the people, and understand the market that you're in, and actually that you actually genuinely care about. Like, as I said to you before, but you said actually having a genuine interest and passion for that sector.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all you do. Don't work in an industry that you don't like recruiting in.
I don't get that. I don't get that. Why people do that? And
people that are specialists.
Yeah, and they're really miserable. As well, doing it, which is.
I'm never. I might say I'm never an expert. I'm not professional.
No.
I'm professional, but I'm always learning. Yeah. So I can't. Do you know what I mean? I've been in recruitment 5 years, and probably 3.5 years in tech. Well, yeah, 3. Yeah, just not sort of the end of 3.5 years in tech. That's not even long. I've been in recruitment 5 years. That's not even long. 5 years in recruitment and 3.5 in tech, nearly 4. But that's nothing. That's minimal. Even some job description in the minimum 5 years.
Yeah,
So,
I've been in this
but
game 15 years now, and 5 years running this business. And in the 15 years, I'm still
nothing.
learning. I'm still learning, mate.
I'm still learning. No one's
Yeah,
gonna ever know. But I'll tell you what, I feel like I'm good at my job. I feel like I can get the good people because I'm a people person. It's not about being. It's about being good with people. I think that's what it is. It's about being good with people and having a good aura. Having
I
a
agree.
good aura around and being authentic. I think being an authentic, real person is hard to come by because people are perceived as fake or putting something on. But what we're doing now is who we are.
Yeah, and we're putting our thoughts.
That's it.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is us. If you don't like it, sorry, then that's not the right business. But
That's
if you
it.
want to work with two, four, do you know what I mean? It's this. This is me. So
This is it. And on that
yeah,
note, because the sun is killing my eyes, if anyone's watching this, if you're listening to it, sorry. On that note, thank you for your time, Thomas. It's been an absolute pleasure,
it's
mate.
been amazing. It's been really nice to catch up with you as well.
Definitely.
So, it's not you've seen me. It's like a journey that you're seeing me.
Oh,
transition.
I've seen a hell of a journey with you.
Like a butterfly.
Yeah.
a longer butterfly. I'm like a bonsai tree. You keep cutting me, planting, and growing. But no, it's nice to catch up with you and actually have a good conversation about something that in the right direction now. And obviously, it's been great.